All right, so right here I have a beat that I put together, and I want to go through real quick and just show you how I put it together. It's just drums and sample, but just with the drums and sample alone, I feel like it came out really nice. But I have been using the MPC in controller mode lately, just using the MPC software, and I really, I mean, before I knew it, I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I have been lately. And check out my new setup. I have this new setup right here. I have my MPC with my computer, and right next to me, my record player with a stack full of records. And what's holding this together, it's so funny, but it's very simple and easy to move around. It's this X Pro Performance Surface. And it's really cool because it's so easy to put together, and I can do quick setups as I'm making music, or depending on the day that I'm working with. I can either put my record players, move this to the side, take it apart, put it somewhere else. Very easy to set up, very lightweight, does not no wooden piece. If I want to tear it down, I can put it at the corner of my room. I can do different setups very fast. Now, if you want to check out this X Pro Performance Surface, go down to the link of my video, check out Analog Cases. I'll leave a link right there. All right, so with this beat right here, I want you to hear just a little piece. I'll go ahead and hit play. Yeah. So right here, I only have drums and a sample that I chopped up. Now the drums, this is actually really cool. This is why I wanted to film this video. I actually have the drums right here from this record right here by War, and I'll actually play the beat that I sampled from. That was it. Those are the drums that I sampled. I sampled it into the MPC, did some stem separation, and this is what I ended up with. Yeah, completely different from what we got now. This is why I've been enjoying using the MPC software in controller mode, because I have access to all my third-party plugins, which will bring out the drums a lot better versus the stock plugins that I'll get with the MPC. Now, if I just bypass all the plugins that I have, this is what I have by itself. Not bad, but it just sounds a little weak. I feel like I want it to have some smack or some saturation. Just want to feel it through the speakers if I'm going to play a sample chop on top of it. So if I just start with the first plug that I have right here, I'm going to start at the very top. I have this transient shaper. If I go ahead and engage it, this is what it sounds like. Now, a transient shaper is awesome. I highly recommend you check one out. Now, there is a transient shaper stock plugin within the MPC. So if you don't have access to your computer, you could have one under the dynamics. I believe right here we'll have a transient shaper. Go to dynamics, go to air, and then right here you have a transient shaper. What's really cool about this is that you could just sharpen up your attacks. You could make your drum break, because what happens with stem separation sometimes is either it does it good, but the attack gets lost or it gets buried. So when that happens, I like to use this transient shaper plugin so I could just bring out the attack of my kick and my snare and my hi-hat. So it sounds a bit more pronounced rather than just buried trying to come out of the mix. So it's a very subtle change, but it makes a big difference once you put your sample chops on top of it. After this SPL plugin, I have this Gorilla Drive. If you could get one plugin, I would recommend this Gorilla Drive, because it will bring up anything that you need to add some body to. Let's go ahead and listen to it without it and then with it. Yeah, it's almost cheating. And look, the funny part is that there's not a lot going on. It's just this big knob right here at the middle, and then how hard you push it. And obviously you set your output accordingly. But that's it, man. Like, this thing sounds crazy good. Yeah, that's a huge difference. So that is something that when it comes down to drum breaks, especially when you're doing stem separation, because the artifacting, it sounds like it's in thin paper, and sometimes the drum break is just loses the body when you do the stem separation. So when I bring in this Safari pedals, this Gorilla Drive, it comes back to life with even more to offer. So I feel like this thing is super cool. The tone, I make it a little darker. You can mess with this tone right here. And after that, I have effects racks right here by Sound Toys. This is the decapitator. The reason why I'm using this is because I wanted this drum break to just saturate a bit, and I wanted the saturation just to cut through my sample. I'm completely destroying this drum break. Okay, we're going from what it was to what it is now, and in order for me to just completely change the sound of it, I'm trashing it up with some of these plugins that sounds really good combined with the melodic sample chops. Let's go ahead and hear this right here. And this is why I've been using the MPC software a lot, because having the access to these plugins while I'm creating a beat is very helpful. It's something that I'm definitely going to be using, and I'm going to utilize this. And right after that, for my last plug, I have this camel strip. Listen, you just get the whole entire pack. I don't know how much they're selling it at, but I know it's an affordable price. From what I remember, they have all of their plugins sound really good. So I highly recommend, if you want to install them into your MPC software, check out a video. I'll leave a link right here because I had so many people asking me, how did I get these plugs to open up with my MPC software? Check that out if you pick this up. So this right here, this camel strip is really cool. It's a new plugin they just came out with. The reason why I really like how it sounds is because I have an EQ right here. I have a plate reverb right at my fingertips. It's just one knob if I want to engage it. And then I also have a gate. The gate is really cool. Again, if you're working with drum breaks, this gate could be your best friend, because let's say you need to gate out certain noises in the background. You have this all engraved in one plugin. And then last but not least, you have this compressor. This compressor sounds really good. Easy to use compressor. Now, if I turn this off, I'm not using this camel strip as hard. It's very gentle, very subtle, but it just gives me the last touch that I need to put this whole entire drum break together. This is how it sounds with and without. Now, I've noticed when I turn it on, I am using a little bit of this plate reverb. The reason why is because, again, when you do stem separation, sometimes it will mute your drum break, or the drum break sounds muted. Like if it's just, I don't know, like if there's like a sheet on top of it and it just sounds dead. So with a little bit of reverb, now you could use any other plugin, all right? You don't need the plugins that I have. You can use whatever other plugins you might have, but add a little bit of reverb. And now the reverb is not noticeable. It's not for you to listen to it and be like, yo, there's reverb on the drums, but it just opens up the drum break and it gives a little bit of live from what it took off when I did stem separation. So these gentle touches really go a long way. Now I say gentle touches, but I mean, I am pushing a lot of these plugins really hard, but all together, with and without. Let's hear it without, and then I'll engage it with. Yeah, really awesome difference. I like how that sounds. Now, if that's on my drums, and then I go to my sample, and this is what I have on my sample chops. You know, I always talk about sample, drums, and bass. Actually, I have it right here on my hat. Sample, drums, and bass. That's my main three elements. Sometimes I'll use bass. Sometimes it might not need bass. It's just very simple. But the key thing on how this all comes together is the sound, the sound quality, the sounds that you select, the type of samples you select, the drums that you select. Like these drums, I love the groove and I like how it sounded, but when I did stem separation, it just sounded a little dead. It just sounded like it was asleep. So I use some of these plugins to hopefully bring this the drum break to life, to sound the way I want it to sound on top of those sample chops, until I hit this record right here. I just like the sound of that. And then the drums have to match it. The drums have to blend. It's just... As a matter of fact, if you are part of my sample sharing program, at the end of this video, get these drums. I'll chop them up. I'll leave them for you available so you can download this and load it up into your MPC. Also, I'll have these sample chops right here for you. So do not forget, download these sample chops, the melodics, and also I'm going to start releasing drum breaks. Anybody a channel member, make sure to pick this up at the end of this video. And also, if you're new to the MPC and you're just frustrated on how complicated it is and you just want to make beats, want to have fun and make music, do not forget to check out my course. I do have a course from start to finish using the MPC 1 Plus. Very soon, I'll have the MPC Live Mark II available for you. I'm still working on it, but check out my course. It's all in standalone. I'm not using the software. This is for people that want to rock with the MPC in standalone. I go through, we chop up records, we sequence it, we give it a rough mix, and we export. We have a good time. We have so much fun. On my YouTube channel, I go very fast. I summarize certain things, so there's probably some things that you do not understand on why I did it. But hang out with me in the course for 4 hours plus, and I take my time. I explain every single detail on why I push this button, on what this button does, and all the things you need to know. Now, the MPC is so much to learn, but I go through the things that you're going to want to know to chop up records and make beats. So hang out with me. I'll leave a link down in the description if you want to check it out. I hope to see you guys there. Peace.